Hello everybody, and in this video I will continue creating the user interface of this calculator, which means this dialog here. We already started and we put all these buttons and these controls here visually, but there is no action or variables at the moment. So let's start adding action and the corresponding variables for each of these. All those controls which needs those variables. Let's start with this edit box. So we right click here and let's add a variable for this control. We choose add variable, and here we will choose the type of this. I'm just looking edit output. This is gonna be the output. Yes, we want a value in this time. We want the value here, because we are only gonna change the value of this this edit box text. At the moment we are not interested about the Windows control itself. I mean, changing the color or stuff like that. In this case, we will come to that later on, but this variable will only change the text value of that control. So that's why we choose value from here. And then let's name it m underscore. Let's call it, actually we will call it, this is called history text, like that, because this is gonna show the history of all the, or whatever we type. So if we type 1 plus 3, it will show, let's say we type 1 plus 3 equals, then it will show 1 plus 3 equals. It shows what we have typed. So let's press here now. Everything seems to be fine. Just one thing here is that, well, this one I want to be private here. I changed it to private because I don't see any reason to this be public, that everybody can get access to it. Let's make it private for now, and everything else is fine. Finish. And now let's go and see if we can use this variable now. Let's go back to the solution, to the code, and let's try to set. Okay, but before we do that, let's actually make one of these buttons to do some action. Let's say that user pressed this button 1, and we want to print here 1, for example. Let's see if we can do that. That's better, I guess. We can see the whole process then. So to get an action for this, we double click this one. So I will double click this button, and it will automatically create here the event handler for this button. So in here we will put the code what we want to do when the user pressed that button. For example, we can first just print a message box, and this is a Unicode, so I need to put underscore T, Unicode text, let's say hi, and I will compile this. And run, and let's press this button. There we go. This is the hello world of this program. Very good. We get high. So now let's do here that we print that 1 on that history box. So first I'm gonna go here to see what was the name of the variable. So I go to the H file, and as you can see, it has put this variable here under the private section here. And by the way, I want to have these privates normally at the end here. I want to have kind of public, protected, and private lastly. So a little bit modify. But this is the variable we're gonna use here. So we're gonna print here. Sorry, we're gonna set this to 1. It's a string, by the way. So we need to put string 1. We could create a. We could also create an edit box with an integer type. Then we will type here 1. But in this case, obviously, we want a string because we want to print all kind of stuff like even error messages or plus. Plus is not a number, so we need a string here. Okay, but this doesn't do the job. If we run this program, nothing happens. Nothing happens now. The reason being that this text, it doesn't update the window the window automatically if we do like this. We have to do here the text of this edit box is set now to this one, but it's not yet updated the window. So we need to update that edit box. We need to say update was it window? Update window. What was that again? Was it update window or I always forget. Sorry guys. I don't remember these things. It was called. What is this thing called? So update data. Now I remember. You know I'm getting old now. So update data. And we need to put false here, obviously. Okay, so let's see if false means update data false means that it will. Let's first run this and I will explain. We can see first how it works. Okay, and I press 1, and there is a small 1 here. I hope everybody can see. There is the 1, and obviously we can put whatever we want here. Hello. Hello. Press 1, we get hello. Like that. So what happens here is that it will take the current value of this whatever is here, which is hello at the moment. It will take the current value of this variable and it will throw it on that edit box. That's the false is doing. If you do update true, it will take the current value of that variable and it will put it to here. It's doing the opposite. It's taking the current value which for example you have typed on the edit box and it will put it to this variable. I can show quickly how this would work. So let's print the value here. AFX message. I'm just teaching a little bit MFC here, basics of MFC. I'm teaching this for free now. So if I put this variable here, it should print whatever we have typed on that message box. I mean on that edit box. So if I type hi there and I press 1, we get hi there. So what happens here is that if we put true here, it means that it will take the current text. It will take the current text from this box here, whatever we type here. It will take that text and it will put that text into this variable. So this variable now holds that value. So it's doing the opposite than the false. Okay, so let's continue. Let's continue this process now. But we are not doing any of this here currently. And let's first add message handler for all of these. So I'm gonna double click all of them now. This one. By the way, I want to put it above that, like that. Okay, let's continue now. Save, and I will press all of these buttons. Go back, double click. Go back, double click. Double click. Double click. Okay, now all the numbers, they have message handlers. Next we're gonna continue. We want to have a message handler, event handler for all of these other buttons as well. So why not do it now? So that's equals, because they all need to do some action. So we need them anyways. So let's do them straight away. Multiply And this name here is created using this this name here. So as you can see, I typed divide. It's gonna take automatically this part here, and it's gonna guess what is the best guess for that name. So it will choose that, aha, divide is a good name. It's gonna ignore this, the beginning of this, and it will put. So that's why it's a good practice to name them like this. So it will automatically create nice names. So, and this is the last one. Button C. They all look nice. They all have nice. I don't know why it puts so many space, so many new lines here. I want only one here. To be honest with you, take out all of this stuff. Okay, right. Now what we want to do here is that we want to actually, when user presses a button like one, let's see what we want to happen. Maybe I'll run because as I said before in the previous video, I've already finished this project, and let's see what we are aiming to. I'm just here repeating the process. I'm doing it step by step, that you can see how did I do this. But I'm gonna copy code from the ready-made project, and then I will go step by step and explain them. So now I'm running the ready-made program, and let's see how we want it to work. So here is the program which will be the final product. So if I press here 1, okay, we want here. So here is another edit box here. So here is the history edit box, and here is the output edit box. So when we press 1 or 2, we want to start adding stuff here. We want to, and so clear. So it starts with 0, and then we want, when we press 1, we want 1 go here. Okay, so let's do that now. That when we add a digit, we want to add a digit to that output. But before we do that, we need to create a variable for that output. We haven't done that yet. So I'm gonna go to resource, and here we need to do the same thing here. We need to create a variable for this. Add variable, and I think it's value again. And here we're gonna say m output string. I think private again. String. Oh, that's good. Everything fine. So press finished. So now it has also a string variable. Okay, and now let's start doing this thing. So I'm gonna go and copy some code from my ready-made project, and what we're gonna do is that we're gonna create a function called add digit, which will add that digit to that output window. And I'm gonna now just copy this code, and I'm gonna explain it here. So I'm gonna put it, let's say here. This is the code I've made already, and so this is the implementation of that add digit function. I'm gonna now add the header of this function to the H file here. And does it go to private? Where did I put that? I put it to the private section, so I'm gonna put it here as well. Let me put it here, the private section. There's no need other classes to see this function at this moment. So okay, so where was I? Was here. Okay. Right. I have other stuff here. Can I ignore them? Can I ignore them? Okay, I'll comment out this for now, because there is a little bit too much stuff here. I'm gonna just put some stuff here now so that we can we can just test some things first here. So here we're gonna do that. We're gonna say here that we're gonna update the output screen something like this, and then we need to do the update data false update. This is the simple usage of this thing. There's no logic at the moment, so let's try this now. Okay, and if I press 1, nothing happens. That's because I haven't called this function yet. So now we are not calling that function yet, so let's call that function. So each time when we add a digit, we call this function from here, meaning that here we want to add a digit 0, character 0. This is actually character 0. We are adding a character 0 to the output window. And here we add number 2. Here we had number 1. Here we had add a number 3, and so on. Right, let's try now. I'll run this project now. 1, 2, 3, 8, 8, 0. There it goes. There are a couple of issues here now. We don't want to go it here, we want to go to the left of the window. So let's try to change that now. And that's gonna be probably here if I remember correctly. So we need to select this one, and there is an align option here somewhere. Right align text. Is it this one? Right align text. Let's try. I'll put true here. What happens now? There it goes. So now it's going where we want to align. Right. Let's start creating this a little bit nicer, because these numbers are so small. We don't like this kind of. Right. We want the bigger one and nice font here. Let's change the font now so that it all looks better. To do that, we will create a font object first of all. For each new font we are using, we will create a new font here. So what I'm gonna do now is that I'm gonna go to here on a H file, and in this here in private section I will create a C font. I will call it M. Let's just call it font first. So this we have a couple of fonts. The first one, let's just call it the font. I guess it's the general font, probably for buttons. I was using this. So the way we use them then is that just checking how did I do that. Yeah, so I will do it in when we initialize this dialog box, which is this on init dialog. This is where the program goes first. So if I put a dot here, for example, and we run this program, I can show. This is the first place it goes when we are creating the dialog box and showing the dialog box. So if I run this and debug, before it even shows the dialog box, it goes here and then it shows the dialog box. So this is the place to initialize all kind of controls and stuff like that. Yeah, as MFC comment says here, to add extra initialization here. So in a dialog project, this is the place to initialize stuff like fonts, set the text for certain controls and stuff like that. So let's do here. I will just copy this code from here and put it here. Let's see what we have here. So I'm creating I'm creating here a font. This is the size of the font here. I'm not going to go to details. You can Google this function and see what each of them mean. For example, I want a bold font here, and I only set couple of parameters here, like the size of the font and I want the bold, and this is the name of the font. And now we need to attach this font to those buttons. To do that, we will. It's a simple thing to do. We just say the button 0. The only problem is that we don't have this button 0 yet. Sorry guys. Let's do that first. We can't do this because we don't have the variable for that button window. So before we can do this, we need to first create a variable for all of these buttons. So we right click here, add variable, but this time we want to create a control. So this is going to be the control for that button window. So we are dealing with the real window. Button is a window, so this will now be the name, the variable for that window. So it goes to private section, and let's call it m button 0. M button 0. That looks fine. Everything looks fine, and it's a button variable. It's a Windows, by the way. It's a Windows. It's a special window. It's a button window. Right, and I press finish. When I press finished, it created this. It created here the variable here, the variable name here. So now let's just change one of those buttons fonts here first. By the way, to go from view to view, you can press Ctrl and Tab from the keyboard. To go one, go back, and then if you press quickly 2 times, it goes to the one before the previous window. So 2 times quickly, it goes here. Right. So now we should be able to do this. Yeah, everything works. So now it should sorry. Now it should set this button. No. Now it should set this button font to this font. Let's see if it did that. Wow, there it is. Nice font, nice one. And obviously you can use any font here you want. Okay. But now we want this font. Actually, we want this font to be in all of those buttons. So the way I did it here is that I'm gonna just set it like this manually. I don't know, there might be an automatic way to set all the buttons, but I don't know at the moment what it is. And anyway, it's not gonna be so easy because we don't certain controls in our dialog has a different font. Like the history box is gonna have a different font. I'm gonna use a different font. So I think it's just best to do it manually. But we don't want to add those variables, because now what we could do here, obviously we could repeat this process. We could say here that okay, add variable, okay, here, okay, again add variable, then we type add here again. But that's because we need to do it for all of them. So at least these numbers. I don't want to repeat 10 times this process. So I'm gonna hack this code now a little bit. So first of all, we can manually do these things because MFC is doing automatically. That's why when we go here, the reason really here is that the MFC is just a helper, this one, the add variable. We can do all of this inside the code manually, by the way. It's just a helper. So to go all the way to here, and it just helps to, and the MFC will automatically create the code for you. But we can also do it manually here. We can just type it here. I will show now. So just copy this and let's paste it 9 times. So, and then just change the names. That's it. And now save. And now we go to the CPP file. And we need to find where the event. So here is the do data exchange. Here is where the ID of that button. This is the ID of that button is linked to that variable. Okay. So here we are linking this ID to this variable. Okay. So obviously it's quite obvious what we need to do here. We just need to copy this text again, and we just change the IDs. Okay. If maybe I should actually show where this ID is. Okay, first I change this because sometimes MFC might give troubles if we put wrong ones. We can't leave them 0, 0. First change them 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. And one more time. Here, 1, 2, 3. I'm quite fast, isn't it? Okay, so here we go. So now we have all of them manually set, and now if I go to and I will show where this ID is. So if I go back to the here and here, so it's here. It's this one. Where is it? Oops. It's this one here. This is the ID of this button. So each of them has, and this has 1, this has 2, and so on. So they are there, and this is the variable we want to the button variable we want for this button, so that we can use that window. We can do Windows stuff. And there's one more thing we need to do here. No, there's nothing else we need to do. I think so. So only these 2 things I need, and let's test that. Am I right or wrong? I'm gonna add just one more button here first, just to see that I didn't forget anything. Even though I've done this almost like 20 years, I sometimes forget things. And so let's see. Yeah, we have now the second button as well as the font. So let's just now quickly do it for all of them, like this. 9. And then next thing I would like to do is that okay, we want to do this same thing for the for all of those other buttons as well. So what we had was, I'm just gonna copy now from the project I made. I'm gonna copy all those buttons. Button divide. Okay. So I don't need to type them here. So here are the other buttons. And and now if we go here, we just do the same thing here. We set all the other buttons here. Oh, the plus button is twice. I mean the plus button, not plus button is twice. And we need to also go here and I will just copy now the road from here. bottom plus equals minus multiply divide. There they are. And now I will run this. And now they almost all of them have. Not all. And why is not all? The divide and equal doesn't have. What did I forget? Divide and I think I did not create those. Divide is here, but is it that I forgot to divide? Oh, okay. I didn't set it here. Divide and equals. Oh, there. No. Okay, and let's next. But I haven't changed this one, right? No. Now let's change this font as well. And what kind of font we are gonna use there? That's the question. That's gonna be output window. Edit result. Just a second, I'll just check this. Edit result. Edit result. What is the name of this? Ah, it is edit result. And edit result. Oops, sister. Edit result is here. Okay. So I'm gonna create now a variable for this edit result from here, and it's gonna be an edit box here, and we need a control because we want to set the window parameters here. So I'm gonna call it what did I call it here? Edit result. Edit result, and everything else, this goes to private. So it's a control again because we want to set the control values. So like that, and then let's go back to the code. So it's here now. It's an edit box. So let's change the font of that edit box now. It goes somewhere here. We can put it here. Oops. Let's use the same font here. And so now the edit box has that font. And okay, next thing, let's run it first. Okay. So there is the big font now. So now we want this history. This one also have a font. So if what kind of font we want for them? Okay. I'm gonna have a different font for them. So to do that, let's create a different font. Just create a new font here, and let's call it history font. So we have to create a new font here. different kind of font, a little bit smaller here, a bit smaller, and well, the same font but a little bit smaller. That's the only difference here. So we're gonna use that font for the history box. So let's go now back to the dialog box, and I will right click here and add a variable. If it's only one variable, we're adding a different kind of control, then just maybe easier to do it from here, like the usual way. So let's call it m history edit history, I call it. It's the history edit box, and finish. And now we can say here that history box set font and the address of this font. This is taking the address of an object, so we are passing the address of this font. And the other thing is that we want to also set this one here also. In this case I will set it to be the same font as this one. So static text, I didn't find static text. I didn't find a way to do it from here. Maybe we can do, but I didn't find it from here. Is it possible to do? Is it possible to do here? Let me try one more time. Static. If I create a static and I call it history. I tried this, I think so, but I think I failed. Okay. History 1. And if I now try to add a variable, it goes here. Control, and we need a control and private. Let's try this thing. Edit static history, and okay. Let's see. I don't remember doing this before, so it's gonna be a question mark now. So let's just try our luck here. That's a history, static history, and let's try to set the font as well. Let's see. Hopefully this works. Aha, it actually worked. It's just so the font is here. New font. We have a new font everywhere now. We just need to push this static text a little bit up. So I'm pushing it a little bit up like this, and let's run it now. Because the font is too big. Actually the box where it is here, it's too small here. So we need to increase this the height of this box so that the font fits. Like that. So now everything is perfect, okay? So that's it. And one thing here is that we want to do some nice stuff here. We want to set this background color like I have in my here. I have the background color, and even the color of the text is different. It's green here. So let's do that next. It's just fun. So to do that, there's the way to do is in a dialog box is that let's go to the dialog class. We need to add a event handler for a control color event. So this event is sent when we want to set any control background color. We can do it in this function. So we go to the class view here. So here, select class view, and if you can't see that, you can go always here, view, and from here you can select here, class view. Anyway, so if you go here and now select the class which we want to, where the control is in, it's in this class. So we open, oops, yeah, it's here. I think so. Class view, yeah, I think it's here. And I select this class, and from here I will select the event handler for control color, and I think it's here, it's this one. It just indicates that the control is about to be drawn. Okay, so in this function we can set background colors for controls, for different controls. In this case we want to set only the background color for the history box. So we can do it here. I will copy the code from my ready-made project. Okay, so aha, why is it complaining about this history? Maybe I haven't done those yet. Okay, this history box, what ID do I have here? I have DC. What is this? DC history. Why is it DC? It should be IDC history. I don't know what happened there. Maybe I changed it by accident. This should be IDC history in my opinion. Like that. Okay. Even that one is IDC result. So before I continue, I will just try that this works. Because I changed the ID, it's possible that sometimes it doesn't update everything, and some things might not work. Ah, it works, and even already the color is already there. The color of the font is now green. Okay, let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens here. Okay, edit control. Okay. Is undefined. Why is it undefined? Build solution. One succeeded. Okay, as it says, it succeeded. So there's just some kind of mix-up in MFC. It does compile. It seems like it's understanding this, but it's just has not updated something. But it should be there fine. I'm going to check this. History. Aha, it's there. Well, one thing is that as you can see, it's wrong here. So I'm gonna manually now just add this, because it should be IDC history here. I'll just manually add, and the other thing I'm gonna, because I kind of hacked it. I kind of changed it afterwards, so that's why I think it's a little bit confused. I'm gonna go now and check the resource file. Here, the resource.h, this one contains all these things, and also it's missing from here, I think so. Aha, it's twice here. Okay, I'm gonna just hack this file and I'm gonna delete this. Hopefully it goes correctly. So we don't need this one anymore. I'm gonna just delete this part here because I changed it. Yeah, let's try. It had the same ID anyway, so I save it and so let's close this. Save all. Yeah, now it's fine. Now it's fine. So I hacked it. I just manually repaired those files. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is that when it's a edit control, when it's about doing something for edit controls, we are just checking here that is the window. This brings the ID of that window, get dialog ID. So for example, button has also ID. All these controls, they have IDs. So I'm checking that if it's a history ID, then set the text color to green. And here we can set, this is the way to set the background color. So we set also the, I haven't defined this brush. We need to first create the brush for the background color. I haven't done that yet. So let's do that first. We need to have a brush. It's gonna paint the background using a brush. So to do that, I will create that brush. How do I do that? So first of all, I'm gonna go to private section, which is here. So I create this color color variable, which will hold the RG how do we say RGB color. So this one just contains the integer value of that color we want to use. For example, red, green. This one holds the color, and then we just need to set that color somewhere. I will set it to blue. Blue. We can, for example, set it in the sorry, my throat is again giving me troubles. Maybe I need to drink something here. That helps. Okay, so I go to the construction function of this dialog, and we can do it there. We can do it anywhere, but when the program starts, it doesn't matter really. But I think this is the best place to do it. So I'm setting it to some kind of blue, this color. And now if we go back here, I'm setting the background color first to this blue. And if we go to the Microsoft Visual Studio MFC documentation, it says that this function needs to return the handle of that brush. I still haven't created the brush, sorry. So we need to create next the brush. So this is the color we are using, and then we need to also create the brush using that color. And the way to do that is that we will create a brush in the private section, brush a variable for the brush here. So I'm using this unique pointer. So this is the same thing like doing in the old C++ we will do, like in the old C++ we will do here. We will create a pointer here like this. Okay, and then we will do new stuff. But this is the old C++. We want to automatically this be deleted. So we prefer using unique pointer. It will be deleted automatically. So to do that, we need to include this memory header, and so we will create this pointer variable, and then we need to then allocate memory for that where it's pointing to, and we can do that one in a construction function. I will just copy that code. So here we are creating the brush. Here we are creating the this allocates memory for the brush using this background color, this blue color. It's creating a brush with blue color, blue brush, I would say, and we are setting this one to point to that memory block. So this make unique makes this memory, creates that memory. It's same thing like new. It's similar thing than new C brush in the old C++. Okay. And now we have that brush, and let's use it here. So now we need to, as the documentation say, this function needs to return a handle to that brush. So this is the way to get the brush. This is the brush, and get save handle returns the handle, and we just then we just return the correct type brush, like this. So this one changed the type to brush. Actually, I would a little bit disagree with Microsoft. The Microsoft example here. I would say here static cast, something like this, static cast, because this is kind of C conversion, isn't it? So static cast, and do we need any brackets there? No. So static cast is converting the pointer to a different pointer. Okay, so let's now run this and see if it works. Ah, there's an error. Aha, there's this missing. Just checking this one more time, all these places. Okay. There's still history text, and what is the other one? Edit history. Control. Oh yeah, we have two things. We have the text of that control, and then we have also the window of that control. There are two things involved here. This is the string in that edit box, and this is the control of that edit box. So I just need to put that I here because it was wrong. So if I compile now, succeeded. Let's see if it also succeeds to run. Yeah, there we go, and we have the history box here. And so all the visual stuff is now ready here. Okay, this video has already been on quite a long time, so I guess it's time to stop here, and we will continue in the next video. Okay, thank you for watching.